Hello race fans, welcome back to Garden Canyon Run. This is qualification for Group 2 of the Winter Classic, the Garden Canyon Run Winter Classic. I'm Brock Wheeler, I'm going to be bringing you all the action today. We wrapped up qualification at Group 1 with the lightest car on the track. There's more or less a skateboard coming in as the points leader. Let's take a look at how they earned those points again. We're on the track right now, taking a bumpy ride down the first straight, going past the jump by the U.S. Postal Service trucks and approaching the first checkpoint right here at the very edge of the porch. We're going to turn through turn 2, come down the finish ramp to checkpoint 2. We're going to see checkpoint 3 next in the middle of the open section of the finish straight, and then the last checkpoint here for the fourth point, the very end of that finish straight. Alright, let's take a look at the cars. First up, we've got this Morris Mini from Enrique and Alley Cat Race Club, driven by Kilgore T. Then we're going to look at the Viper, that's from Alley Cat Race Club, that's driven by Colin today. Then we're going to look over at, also driven by Colin, this Nerve Hammer with orange wheels, for crying out loud. That's from Alley Cat Race Club. The King of Hearts is next from Alley Cat Race Club. That's going to be driven by Eric, the first van we've ever had race on the track. Here's the Honda Sprocket from G4 Diecast Racing. Daddy G's going to be driving that today. Then following that up, we've got Muscle Bound from Uncle Elvis Racing. Uncle Elvis himself is going to be driving this today. And then moving on behind him, you can see this F-150 from G4 Diecast Racing. It's going to be driven by Daddy G. And then moving on, we're going to see the lead sled itself, this 83 Silverado from Uncle Elvis Racing. This is going to be driven by Uncle Elvis also. This thing looks like a beast. It weighs 141.1 grams. Alright, let's move on to some racing. Alright, so here we are in the start gate with the Morris Mini driven by Kilgore T. And a nice looking run. So far straight through. That's a perfect run right out of the gate. First run of Group 2 is a perfect run. Yeah, that Morris Mini looks nice and stable, you know, it's got a nice stance. Those little cars have a very nice stance, wide wheelbase. It's very stable. The car should do well today, I think. Nice. Alright, and moving up to run 2. If you don't remember right from qualification in Group 1, Kilgore T exhibited some sweet driving skills in that custom Maverick. And once again, oh, and look at that. We're coming in for 2 points. Just drifted a little off track there down the finishing straight right next to Riley's rental stand, where he is offering drives in some kind of beach cruiser looking vehicle, and then he's got mountain bikes and surfboards he's renting out. He's not having much luck so far, but wish him well. And you can see there Kilgore just pulling right up next to him there in that Morris Mini. Alright, next up we've got the Viper, driven by Collins. Collins is the driver of the champion car from the Fall Classic. And let's see how, oh, that didn't look good. Yeah, we get the emergency crew out there to take a look at him, but he wasn't moving too famous. He got caught up on the guardrail there after the jump is what it looks like. And then just ran into the transition guardrail. Yeah, he's going to be, we'll get him fixed up and back up to the start gate. But yeah, I was saying Colin was the driver of the champion car. It was, I believe, a 69 Pontiac with a solid gold motor that ultimately was the champion car of the Fall Classic. So I have to, here he is, we'll get him in that Viper back up to the start gate here for run number 2. And let's see if he can get some points on the board. Oh, and he got up on the guardrail again. Now he's keeping his momentum going. Is he going to make it? And he does. Alright, he gets a little off track there, but Colin's good for 2 points on that run. It looks like, yeah, he just got up onto the guardrail, the center divider, I should say, after the jump, and was just able to keep enough momentum going to get over to checkpoint 1 and then down turn 2. Yeah, nice job, Colin. At least getting some points on the board. Alright, moving next, we got Colin again in the Nerve Hammer. And this thing looks fast. It has orange wheels, which I don't quite understand, but hey, what are you going to do about that? Nice looking run. Look at that, 3 points for Colin. Alright, looks like his fortune's going to turn around in this car, hopefully. Can't say he's the speediest looking car down through there. But good job getting 3 points. See if you can better that in run number 2. Okay. Here we are in the outside lane. Looking good so far. And another 3-point run. Just barely getting over that 3rd checkpoint, using the flagpole for all it's worth. But yeah, being at the end of the Winter Classic, when we get an Ultimate Champion car, we might have to put it up against that 69 Pontiac that won the Fall Classic and see do a King of the Hill battle, I think is what we'll have to get moving on to. Alright, now next up we've got the King of Hearts. This is the first van that's ever raced on Garden Canyon Run. This is driven by Eric. Let's see how he can do in run number 1. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful line through turn 2. Oh, we've got a perfect run. Nice job. Alright, let's take a look on this replay. Looks really stable over that jump. But look at this line he picks through turn 1 and then outside the turn 2. Now that's how it's done right there. That's textbook. And then straight up the middle for all 4 points. That's a perfect run. Alright, moving over to the outside lane for run 2. Makes it through the transition. Oh. And then just couldn't pick that same line into turn 2. Looked like he had too much of an inside line and he wasn't able to make the turn. Looked good over the jump, the transition, no problem. That van is going to be a contender, I think. But yeah, he just picked a bad line going into turn 2. Ended up on his side. But yeah, Tom and Dick will get him flipped over there, and Eric's already given the thumbs up that he's fine in there, so we can move on to the next run. Moving right along, we're going to get into the Honda Sprocket, driven by Daddy G. This thing looks super fast, holy cow! And then ends up on its roof right next to the final checkpoint, so that's a 3-point run. Look at the air this guy gets over the first jump. Holy mackerel. Nice lines. Got a little wobbly there and then a drift over the 3rd checkpoint. That was a killer run. We'll get him flipped over and moved up into the Stargate again for run number 2. Yeah, you can see no problems there. Tom and Dick are already on him. Yeah, that car looked blazing fast. Check out that drift. Alright, let's get back up into the start gate. Run number 2. Come on, Daddy G, let's see if you can... holy smokes! Oh, that didn't look very good at all. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. My God, I hope Daddy G's okay. A lot of air, caught a bad bounce right into camera 2 and that guardrail, and then just end over end tumbling. Yeah, we better see if Daddy G's okay. This one actually looked kind of serious. But man, look at the air he's getting off the jump. Yeah, he caught a bad bounce there, but it looks like he's a little dazed, but he's okay. And that's good because he's got another car, he's got that big F-150 to run coming up, so we'll get him back down to the clubhouse, and we can walk that off. All right, Uncle Elvis and Musclebound. Now this car looks like a beast. Oh ho ho ho! That was a killer run. Let's take another look at this. Yeah, the judges awarded him 4 points. We got another perfect run here. Wow, look at the control he's exhibiting through the turns. Taking out the flagpole. That's fine. Alright, nice looking run. Let's see what he can do in run number 2 in the outside lane. And... oh, that's neat. Oh, yes! Using the flagpole to make it all the way down the finish straight to collect 4 more points. This is the first perfect qualifying run. 2 runs, 4 points each. Nice. That's a bit of skillful driving right there. To keep the car under control, to get it across the finish line, keeping it wheels down. And nice job, Uncle Elvis. All right, let's see how Daddy G has recovered in this big F-150 here. Holy smokes. Oh, man. He's leaving it all out on the track today. It looks like he got up onto the center section there, but he's got enough clearance in that big truck that it doesn't even matter. Look at the speed he's carrying through there, and now that is a perfect line through turn 2. Just like the King of Hearts, just like Eric Pruden, that King of Hearts fan. Look at the line he's taken through here. Oh man, that is some skillful driving from Daddy G. Now let's see if he's okay. He took quite a tumble there, coming down the finish straight. Oh man, he's got to be dizzy after 2 wrecks. But he's got one more run to do, and looks like he's already raring to go. Yep, he's giving us the thumbs up. We're going to take him up to the start gate and see how he can do in run number 2. He's off, and oh, quite a bounce off the jump. Woof! 2-point run, keeping it wheel side down the entire way. Somehow keeping that big beast under control. Look at the bounce he gets off the jump and manages to still keep it pointed forward. Picking that good line through the turns, but just couldn't quite keep it straight. Oh, there is some skillful driving right there. Right into the Fire Chief's Camaro. Alright, man. We are seeing some action at the heavy end of the qualifying field today. And speaking of which, here he is, the big boy himself. Let's see how Uncle Elvis can do in this Silverado. Look at that sled go. And we've got a perfect run. Drifting stylishly right across the right across the final finish line. The final checkpoint, I should say. I mean, this just speaks for itself. That beast was all over the track, and Uncle Elvis did a fantastic job of keeping it under control. Alright, let's see how he can do moving over to the outside lane. This is the final run of the day. Looking good over the jump, a little bobbly there. And another, oh, can't quite come in for 4 points. But man, what a display of power from that truck. Holy mackerel. And look at him just fighting it the entire way, keeping it pointed forward. Man, that was something else. And that does bring us to the end of the day of qualifying here. You can see Muscle Bound was our one car to get 2 perfect runs in a row. And the heavy end of the qualifying field is definitely the points earners here, so you lightweights, you got your work cut out for you. I've got my hopes pinned on that Mohawk myself. Here you can see how next up we're going to see them do some 4-up racing here, the groups that we're going to see come through.
And we'd like to do a big thank to our sponsors today that helped us out. That's Poopwille Surfer, Uncle Elvis Racing, G4 Diecast Racing, our friend Enrique. Thanks to all of our subscribers and all of you for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm Brock Wheeler. It's been my pleasure. We'll see you next time.